Welcome to Infield Fly, our podcast about baseball. My name's Jonah White, and I'm joined by only one other person, my co-host Tommy Hodgkins. No guest today.
No guest today.
Didn't
just
happen.
The two of us.
So whoever books the guests just didn't happen.
Dropped the ball, maybe.
Yeah.
But no. I'm glad it's the two of us too, though. I think there's always some good banter. But you know why this is a special episode for Infield Fly.
This is a special. I do know why this is a special episode for Infield Fly. We've got four of the biggest games of the season coming up this week, starting in about an hour.
This is true. But do you happen to know what number episode this is?
Oh, I was of the ballpark. Yeah, I think I have a good guess. It's number 13.
It's number 13.
Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
Our second shared passion.
This is true.
I don't know if the listeners know this, but the second shared passion of
two
Infield Fly hosts.
We did Taylor Swift awards after the World Baseball Classic.
That's true.
The only.
There have been a few Taylor Swift shouts throughout the show.
Do another edition of that at some point.
Yeah, we might have to cook something up.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 13. It just came off of a Rivalry Weekend. Did you have any thoughts on Rivalry Weekend?
Yeah, sure. So, a few thoughts. Number one, interleague play isn't special anymore.
Okay.
I think that, it's not going to, nobody's going back, but I think it's worth acknowledging that we lost something with the new scheduling that you play every team every year. It makes interleague play less interesting, whereas it used to be an event. I think it's cool in some instances, and it's just kind of goofy in other instances where it's, the Red Sox and the Braves, the Padres and the Mariners. There's a few teams that just get left out. I think that's the funniest part of Rivalry Weekend.
Who are the Blue Jays playing?
The Blue Jays,
they played the Tigers.
The Tigers.
Yeah, it's like huge to Toronto Detroit rivalry.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to eventize interleague play anymore. I think I like playing teams play each other every year.
You have fewer World Series with the Mets and the Nats don't play each other as much. Those are the games that they took away.
Well, how many of those series are there going to be this season?
I believe it's only 3 or 4 series against each team in your division, and you play one against, the A's.
Yeah.
And to me, I think it was better when you played. It was more interesting. Rivalries were more interesting. Interleague play was more interesting when you play your division 7 times a year or whatever it was, and then you'd play the A's once every 3 years and home and away once every 6 years. I thought that was cool.
I disagree.
I'm losing this argument.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I'm right. No. I'm sorry. I'm not losing. I'm just, my side is losing in terms of the powers that be, Rob Manfred, which is probably proof that I'm actually right.
No, I don't think so. I think you're wrong. If there's 162 games in a season, use them to have teams play each other. And I don't know. Yeah, it's why not have this more spread out schedule while still being able to play your division rivals 4 series a year. So it'll be around 12 to 14 games. I don't know. I disagree with you. But that being said, there were some good series this weekend with Rivalry Weekend. I think notably, here in Chicago, there was a pretty electric series that the White Sox ended up taking from the Cubs, and I don't know, that's bragging rights for the White Sox for the time being. I thought that was a really good series. It was pretty back and forth, and ending with the Edgar Caro walk-off, I think was pretty awesome. Did you catch any of that?
I did. I was actually listening live. to Len Casper on White Sox radio because, of course, we can't watch the game because it's blacked
MLB
out.
TV.
MLB TV.
Yeah, unfortunate.
After the Mets game, which we'll get to in a moment, even if Tommy doesn't want to. I tuned in because I saw the score and I listened to it, and it was pretty incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Andrew Benintendi bunted the previous at bat with the White Sox down by 1 in the 10th inning. And kind of inexplicably, because Edgar Caro is I don't know if they were justified, I guess they were, but to trust somebody to get the run home by bunting and putting one out down by 1 in extra innings, very risky, and it paid off in incredible fashion.
Yeah.
That one goes to me is in the category of you can't script that.
Yeah.
Edgar Caro walk-off home run.
That's the Jonah White trademark right there. You can't script that.
Right. In the crosstown, yeah.
And you see how the 9th inning dramatics, how the Cubs were down 3 runs, were down to their last out. And Michael Conforto tied the game with a 3-run home run. So yeah, back and forth. Yeah, and then there's the whole. I think it might have been the Saturday game of that White Sox fan yelling at. PCA.
I did see. Of course, I saw that.
That was interesting. Did you see the video of PCA where you could hear what PCA was yelling at this woman?
I saw the video. I think I vaguely saw what he said. It wasn't very nice.
It wasn't nice. I can't say here because as everyone knows, this is a family show, and PCA was yelling.
It could have been worse. It wasn't it wasn't nice, but there's worse things have been said to people in the past. It was,
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a funny situation. If you're PCA, I don't think you need to be entertaining the fans or engaging with the White Sox fans like that, and you're giving them what they want by reacting to their chirps. But yeah, it was a funny scenario. And yeah, it's a great series there. Yeah, what about the Subway Series? What are your thoughts on the Subway Series this weekend?
The Subway Series, it was fantastic. If the 2026 Mets don't amount to anything, and they probably won't, despite this heater,
yeah,
this is going to be. I have a difficult time seeing how this is going to be topped. What happened yesterday? Split the first 2 games of the series. The second game was exciting. Luke Weaver, I don't know, got out of a jam. It was very exciting. He got to beat his chest and all that. It was actually, if you think about it in the long run, it was actually a terrible series for the Mets because Clay Holmes being out for most of the rest of the season is not worth winning a game.
Right.
So it's actually the Mets are not in a better place in terms of their prospects for the season for that reason alone. I mean, now they've got TBD and TBD starting back-to-back games in the
his arm might get tired.
Mets series. I would think
Mr. BD.
Yeah, I would think so. So, anyway, Tyrone Taylor comes up to bat. Runners at second and third. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th against David Bednar. It's looking like it's just going to be another one of those games. It was back and forth a little bit. The Mets, trying to stage a rally. Bo Bichette got a hit, which is a big deal. Doesn't happen very often in the 9th inning. But, it looked like it was just not going to happen. And Tyrone Taylor gets a first pitch. I mean, you couldn't place the pitch any better for a hitter. It was a hanging curveball right down the middle. And Tyrone Taylor, who came in batting 160 or something, and who apparently is everybody likes Tyrone. I mean, obviously everybody likes Tyrone Taylor.
What do you mean by everybody?
Teammates.
Oh, okay.
He's just a great guy,
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised to hear that. But he turns on it. Only question is fair or foul. Long gone. And actually just tied the game in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
But the Mets, that was a game winner. There was no way the Mets, even the 2026 Mets, there was no way they were losing the game. But it did get a little bit better in the bottom of the 10th inning when the Yankees brought 5 infielders in with the winning run at third and 1 out. And Carson Benj, who dropped a pop-up earlier in the game, like shades of Luis Castillo, he hit a slow chopper over the pitcher, and the Yankees had 5 infielders. And as Ron Darling on the Mets broadcast put it beautifully, they had 5 infielders, and it was one too many because Jazz Chisholm and Schumann, whatever his name is, crashed into each other as they were trying to field the ball.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the game.
Jeez,
That's how the game ended.
That's pretty incredible.
It was pretty incredible. So the 2026 Mets, not going to be remembered for much except for a 12-game losing streak and a Tyrone Taylor game.
Yeah.
And I was here for it.
Five out of their last 6, though, to bring their record to a incredible 20-26 to stay in last place in the NL East. So what a year for the Mets. What a week at least.
Within striking distance now. If TBD has a couple of good
Within
games.
striking distance of
the Nats.
Oh, of the Nats. Yeah, you're 2.5 games back.
TBD plays well.
Yeah, big series this week. Should we talk about it?
Yeah, why not? Mets are on a heater.
Yeah, the World Series Part 2. The Infield Fly World Series Part 2.
That's right.
4 games at Nats Park this week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Big series for us here on the pod. And I don't know. The Mets aren't playing bad baseball right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got Christian Scott. I mean, the Mets have 2 major league starting pitchers on their team right now.
Yeah, you should probably promote 1 or 2.
I think they're going to. They kind of have no choice. They probably will.
Yeah.
But with Freddie Peralta and Nolan McLean, and that's it. David Peterson is a glorified long reliever.
Yeah.
They have to use an opener for him.
Like Miles Michaelis.
Yeah, well, oh, man, he's a little bit above Miles Michaelis still. I'm still going to defend Peterson from the Miles Michaelis accusation. Kodai Senga and Clay Holmes, who got hit by a comebacker, are the other 2. So it's not a good situation with the Mets and their starting pitching, but we'll see what happens. Christian Scott has been okay since he came in. Hasn't given the Mets a lot of length, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, the Mets bullpen has been better. You know, I still don't love 6 through 9 of Semien, Patrick Ewing, the Mets' electrifying prospect. AJ Ewing, who's been very good for a week, but still, he was kind of promoted out of desperation. We'll see. Semien, Ewing, Tyrone Taylor. I mean, he could never get a hit the rest of his life, and he's a Mets legend in my book. And Luis Torrens. Respectfully, that's not good enough, even against the Nats.
Yeah,
actually, it might be good enough against Zach Littell.
Yeah, Zach Littell. But these Nats still have the most runs scored by any team in the major leagues this year.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, I mean, the offense is there. Zach Littell is not there. Thankfully, Miles Michaelis is not pitching in this upcoming series.
Very unfortunate to find that out.
Yeah, it'll be Christian Scott versus Jake Irving, Nolan McLean versus Foster Griffin, TBD versus Zach Littell, and TBD versus Cade Cavalli. So some electric matchups there.
Yeah, TBD is not a good situation for the Mets. It's going to be, my guess is it's going to be David Peterson with an opener and Sean Manaea or somebody else, or Tobias Myers. No, it's not going to be good. They might score some runs.
Well, and then these Nats also still have given up the most runs this year. So,
wow. Exciting game.
It'll be a great series. The first World Infield Fly World Series, we bet 1 beer on it, and the Nats were victorious.
This is true.
This series,
upped it.
Yeah, we upped it to if it's a 3-1 win. 4-game series. One of us owes the other 2 beers.
That's right.
And if it's a sweep, it'll be 5 beers awarded to the winner. So a lot at stake here.
These are not gas station beers. These are bar.
Proper beers. So I'm excited. Yeah. Anything else on the second Infield Fly World Series?
What if we get? I don't think it's going to happen, but based on the way things have gone, but they both did start as openers over the weekend. I guess the Nats don't have
Dickie
TBD
Lovelady
against Huascar Braza. I'm just musing.
Yeah.
What if Dickie Lovelady started against Huascar Braza? Probably would have to be later in the season, but now they're both working as openers.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be, I'm going to have to fly to New York and catch that one.
Yeah. Lovelady also did get the save in Friday's game against the O's. And I have to send you I meant to send you this video, but he was like yelling on the mound after he got the last out. It was pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, against like 38,000 fans. It was pretty awesome. So good for Lovelady. He got the loss yesterday, but not his fault. Still a Hall of Famer, still a legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of all. I mean, we could try doing a live watch on the pod, but I'm not sure how the logistics of that will work.
Well, we'd have to make the pod an hour and a half long.
Yeah, we'll have to hash that. Yeah.
Let's talk. I want to go back to something that to the thing you talked about earlier. About P. Crow Armstrong and ask your genuine opinion on it, because my opinion is, as long as he didn't say something like actually out of bounds, which I don't think he did. I think it was just, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was just, run of the mill.
Yeah,
vulgar insult.
He told the woman to do something.
Right, but I think as long as it didn't, as long as there certainly is a line in those interactions going both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, like, I don't know, even though this is a family show, if you're going to use a mean word, but it's not like super insulting, I am okay with that. It doesn't make me dislike Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
I think that's, he's got a personality. He's leaned into it.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly never going to criticize. Well, again, saying with, unless there's something that's genuinely offensive, which unfortunately happens. But otherwise, I'm never going to tell a fan not to trash talk. You pay your money to get into the ballpark. That's your right.
Right.
And I think it's Pete Crow Armstrong's right to respond if that's his personality. And I think it doesn't seem like this is a real controversy. It seems like most people get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I certainly like it.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I do, I guess my thing is that, the fans are always going to be chirping their rival team, and I guess it's kind of on the player whether they want to kind of engage with that or not. And I don't know. I feel like most of the time it's a better idea not to engage with that and just let them chirp you and just take it. But I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and it is part of PCA's personality, and the persona that he's built. That he's I'm this loud.
And think about it this way: if Drew Mias yells back at a fan and cusses them out, that's kind of embarrassing. But
are you saying because he's not as good as PCA?
That's what I was implying.
Well, PCA is Michael A. Taylor if he got paid 9 figures. So
he's still better than Drew Mia.
Yeah, true.
So I think that part of it is that he has some pedigree and he knows that.
Yeah, right. And he's the face of the Cubs, pretty much.
Yeah,
and he's 24 years old. So he's within his rights to dish it back.
And he was so close to spending his whole career with the Mets.
Yeah,
he dodged a bullet right there.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think Rivalry Weekend kind of brings that out of certain teams, especially in a city here like Chicago, where the fans are really, really passionate about their teams. So, yeah, I think it was kind of, and it's good for baseball that there's these rivalries that are still being cultivated through this past weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess Yankee fans, they might not have caused the same trouble. I think they crawled back into the woods after what happened yesterday.
Yeah,
instead.
Right. I have a couple notes on Kyle Schwarber.
Boo! Everybody likes Kyle Schwarber except for me. I just
somehow I still like Kyle Schwarber.
I can't do it. It's on the Phillies.
He's the most home runs in the MLB, and in the National League specifically, he is number 1 with 20 home runs. Number 2 is Matt Olson, and he has 14 home runs. So Schwarber has 6 more home runs than anyone else in the NL. And
I got to call you out on something.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you can't have it both ways. If there's no if there's always interleague play, I'm done with people doing he leads the NL. He leads the AL. No,
it sounds more impressive.
Yeah, right. I get that, but you don't say in football, Aaron Rodgers leads the AFC in passing yards.
Well, because he would never.
It's
because he plays for an NFC. I know he's in it.
He's in the AFC, right? He's
back in
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is a pet peeve almost of mine is that you can't have it both ways.
Okay.
It should be back in the day when it was interleague play was a special thing and the teams, it was significant that the leagues were significantly different. That was fine, but now it's just arbitrary. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, how many? MLB features 48 interleague games for every team per season. So
that's a third.
100. Yeah, that's a third.
That's a lot. That's like same as NFL.
What?
That's more than the NFL.
NFL, how many is it?
It's there? 5 out of 17.
Okay,
so it's less than a third.
Yeah, you're also comparing 17 games versus 162, which
I'm just saying it's a bygone relic. It's like and being an NL umpire. That's not a thing anymore. Being the commissioner of the NL. Once they got rid of the whole DH situation, I just think that now it's like I wish that the leagues had their own identity, but they don't. So you might as well not pretend. But I get it. It's more impressive. You could do NL. But I actually think like the whole NL MVP, AL MVP thing, I think that it's old. It's tired. I think that it's tired with this situation.
Awarding fewer players? Is that what
yes.
you're saying?
It's like because it's not 2 separate entities anymore. It's just MLB.
All right. Fair. I mean, that's fair.
It is unfair to everybody not Shohei Ohtani. I guess maybe that's why, you want an AL MVP. But it's at the end of the day, it's the major leagues. The way it is now. Anyway.
Well, that being said, number 2 in the MLB in home runs is Murakami. He has 17.
Well, he's so lit.
And so, yeah, Schwarber's still
also number 1 in aura.
Yeah, Mune, you gotta love Mune. Schwarber, his last 2 games, he hasn't hit a home run. Shockingly, before the 8 games before that, he had 9 home runs, which is pretty. Just people
forget about Kyle Schwarber.
They do.
They forget that he made the last out of the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, did he? I forgot about that. Yeah,
against Daniel Palencia.
Yeah. Wow.
Whiffed.
What's your point there?
Just a fun fact about the man.
Yeah, Mike Trout did that in 2023 too.
This is true.
Which actually people remember that one though.
People remember that one more.
But Schwarber's on an unreal run right now, and the Phillies are unfortunately second place in the NL East right now, but only a game back, and the Nats can make that up with the World Series this week.
Wow. I'm looking at the lineups tonight.
The lineups dropped.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at the Mets lineup is not really a happy thing these days. Even on a heater, I think that it was a special moment last night. The Tigers are terrible. Although I think it's like looking at this Mets lineup. I mean, it's actually not good at all.
Yeah. AJ Ewing.
Carson Bench has been doing better. He's got his batting average up to like 230. Yeah. And he's still making errors in the field.
Yep. And then we got CJ Abrams in the cleanup spot against the righty. Your guy, Drew Mias, batting 9th and playing catcher.
Switch hitter. Who
Yeah, switch hitter. Same with Ruiz. They're both switch hitters. And Jorbit Vivas playing second base. So it'll be electric game tonight. Christian Scott versus Jake Irvin. Yeah, I don't know. That's I just wanted to point that stuff out about Kyle Schwarber.
It's impressive. It's definitely worth talking about. It's a big deal. And it's funny that the David Stearns missed out on Kyle Schwarber, and then he replaced him with Bo Bichette.
Yep.
Genius.
Yeah. I wanted Schwarber to head to Cincy this offseason, but that
hit even more home runs.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been so cool. But yeah.
Or maybe the Rockies.
That would be awesome. All right. That's all I got for you. What do you have for me?
Yeah, we talked about the White Sox. We didn't talk enough about the Mets, but we'll save some.
I mean, if we want to keep talking about a 20 and 26 team,
we got another. We'll talk about the Mets on Friday when they're 24 and 26, and I'm 5 beers in the green. And after this,
should we drink them on the show?
Mets Nats. If the Mets sweep the Nats, that would be absolutely.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
All right, time for Stump Tommy, and I am ready for it.
Okay.
Which is
hands are off the keep.
Appropriate for our 13th episode, but Tommy did not get the reference.
My bad.
I don't even know if he still got it.
I wasn't listening to you. So.
Apparently not. All right, so I'm ready for it. So, let's see. Okay, so the Mets last September, amidst their horrendous collapse, they managed to win a game on September 19th. They beat the Nats 12-6. Needless to say, not impressive pitching from the Nats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at these. I'm looking at who pitched in that game, and I don't think I'd heard of PJ Poulin.
Yeah,
I think the other ones I had not
reliever
heard of.
Okay,
so I want you to let's see. What's the best way to do this? So PJ Poulin was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 5 guesses to name 3 of the other pitchers in that game.
How many pitchers were pitching?
There were 6.
Okay.
So I already gave you 1. So you have 5.
5.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there's 5 possibilities.
Mm-hmm. I have
5 guesses. You need to get 3. Who pitched in the game other than PJ? PJ Poulin pitched 2/3 of an inning, by the way. Got 2 hits and 2 runs. The final score was 12-6 Mets. This is September 19th.
2025.
2025.
Is Andrew Alvarez a name?
He started. Wow, he gave up 4 runs in 3 1/3.
Okay.
7 hits.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, you have a chance.
Yeah, I was like, who started last year?
4 guesses to get 2.
Oh my God!
Okay.
I block out the bullpens of these terrible teams. Like I block them from my memory.
Mets do 7 pitchers in that game.
Clayton Beater.
Clayton Beater. What a name. No, he didn't pitch in that game.
Oh my. Jose A. Ferrer.
No, he didn't. And now, it looked like he was going to have a chance to win Stump Tommy.
No.
And he does
I
not.
never had a chance.
Well, you see,
I have to go 2 for 2.
You know, it's funny. Tyrone Taylor was in a similar situation last night. The Mets had blown 2 of their chances.
Yeah.
And came through. You have 4 other options.
Oh my.
Alvarez pitched at 3 1/3. Then PJ Poulin pitched 2/3. At which point the Mets had already scored 6 runs. At which point the Mets had already scored 8 runs. So the rest of the pitchers in this game would have combined as 4 pitchers. They would have combined for 4 innings, and they gave up 4 runs. I'm not sure if that's helpful. We're running pretty low on time.
There's Trevor Williams there. He was starting.
Mets legend, Trevor Williams. No, he wasn't, and that's it. But it was Sarin Lau. I don't know how to pronounce
Never would have gotten that.
Connor Pilkington.
God. God. The Pilk Man. The Pilk Man.
Jackson Rutledge.
Oh, Jackson Rutledge.
And a guy that really struggled in this one. He gave up 3 runs, 3 walks, 2 hits in just 1 inning. Mason Thompson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that was one of the worst bullpens, which is that the Nats have had, which is saying a lot. And apparently Zach Thornton. Do you know Zach Thornton?
I think I've heard the name.
The Mets are calling him up to pitch on Wednesday.
Oh wow! I think I heard some rumors about this. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, sometimes they called up AJ Ewing because they had to, and he's been fantastic. So you just don't know. It's possible.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like they didn't go with Jonah Tong.
Jonah Tong is a 5.60 ERA, I think, in the AAA. Yeah, which is unfortunate because he, at the beginning of the season, you would have thought he would be the one, but he's very young. He struggled last year.
Right. Well, yeah,
it is concerning. The downside of it is you could really shoot a guy's confidence if he comes up too early and struggles. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. It could go either way. Very intriguing to see what happens.
Yeah, very intriguing. We'll see. He started. He's started in AA this year. Moved up to AAA. Pitched 2 starts in AAA before getting the call for the big league. So yeah.
The other option I heard the other option was for the Mets to get somebody else. Was to get someone off waivers.
Yeah,
another what I like to call the garbage heap.
Yeah.
Where so I guess they haven't done that for now.
Yep. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Great. Me too. I'm very excited too. I can't think of a Hall of Fame nomination at the moment for myself, but I do. If you've got one, I'm more than happy to hear. I was going to say I think that we have to give some consideration to if somebody has a really good series this week between the Mets and the Nats.
Right.
Somebody might have to be a good sport and vote player of the opposites of the wrong side into the Hall of Fame.
Especially if it's an unlikely hero.
If there's an unlikely hero, the Tyrone Taylor situation, maybe Drew Mias.
We'll see. I'm going to throw out someone. It's not an unsung guy. He's pretty much a star for a few years, but he's a legend for both of our teams. Daniel Murphy. Because obviously great legend for both teams. He's not like a deep cut like a Blevins or a Lovelady, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on?
That's intriguing. He's interesting. He's had the best postseason that I've been witnessed as a Mets fan. He was struggled in that World Series, but it really doesn't undo the fact that he got the Mets to the World Series. Then, he took some twisted turns and made some comments that, maybe would have been better if he didn't make. Then he went to the wrong team. He put a pharmacy on his hat.
Came second in MVP that first year with the Walgreens.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Wow.
Behind,
but now
Chris Bryant.
But now he fills in for Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling in the Mets booth, and he's fun to listen to. I thought he's cool, and that World Series is hard to forget. That playoff 2015, what he did for the Mets. It's hard to forget. Mets let him walk. Wow, Daniel Murphy, make the full case.
Like for myself or for you?
For Daniel Murphy. Oh, for you.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, as you said, like the iconic postseason run before joining the Nats. 2016, his first year with the Nats, he led the league in doubles, in slugging percentage, in OPS. Was an All-Star, Silver Slugger winner, second in MVP, and 4.7 F WAR. 4.7 B WAR. The next year, 2017, led the league again in doubles, another All-Star, another Silver Slugger. Though those were his only 2 full years with the Nationals, but both were just outstanding. He batted 329 total with the Nats. He was such a fun hitter to watch. He's like such a technical, disciplined hitter. Watching him as a kid, I always had a great time, and he was one of those guys in those really great Nationals years that was just like always reliable. So I'm a Daniel Murphy supporter.
He wasn't as bad as Derek Jeter, but his career defensive WAR was minus 4.9.
Is this per Baseball Reference?
This is
Fangraphs.
This is baseball. I'm looking at baseball.
Got
reference.
it.
He was I remember the Mets. This was when I was really young. He must have been like 2009. But I just remember it was my formative years as a fan and just kind of appreciate. I remember the Mets lost a game 2-0 in which Johan Santana had 8 innings, no earned runs. And I was Daniel Murphy was responsible for the anyway, but I believe it was Game 5 against the Dodgers, where Daniel Murphy. I mean, he single-handedly beat the Cubs in the NLCS that year, but in 2015 NLDS Game 5. Trying to find the box score to that, but you got to understand how important this game was to the Mets. He went 3 for 4 with the game decisive home run in the 6th inning off Zach Greinke.
Wow.
And
you said this is Game 4.
This is Game 5.
Game 5, yeah. I see it
off Zach Greinke. And
wow.
and so the context of this game is, first of all, the Mets hadn't been to the NLCS, that I had, since 2006. I grew up watching, terrible teams. They weren't in the playoffs from 2009 to 2014 when I was, understanding baseball. And then there was the Chase Utley factor. This series was no option for the Mets as a team but to win the series after what Chase Utley did. And for Daniel Murphy to get the game-winning hit in home run in that game, spurring the Mets on to eventually the World Series, I think that is going to earn my vote for the Infield Fly Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna vote yes for Daniel Murphy as well. So
wow,
yeah, we have
how about that?
3 members of the Infield Fly Hall of Fame, all Mets and Nats. Richard Lovelady, Jerry Blevins, and Daniel Murphy.
Yes,
an esteemed group of ball players, and I think this is the biggest honor of Daniel Murphy's career. It's either that or the NLCS MVP, but it's probably the Hall of Fame induction here.
I think so.
Fly podcast.
World Series MVP would be it, but
you didn't win the World Series,
no.
I don't know how he could have won that.
Infield Fly Hall of Fame. Wow, Daniel Murphy. I didn't think that. Wow, who would have thought we'd see today?
I know.
So maybe there'll be a 4th one, and maybe it'll be more of a partisan one. But we'll have to find out. I like Unlikely Hero. I'm thinking maybe Vidal Brujan.
Okay.
I would take a lot.
Unlikely Hero prediction. I'll go with Jorbit Vivas.
Wow. Probably more likely than Vidal Brujan. Vidal Brujan might not bat.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
All right. Name a player.
Well, speaking of the 2015 Mets and oh man, there's so many. I'm just looking at this one box. There's so many options. How about Noah Syndergaard?
Noah Syndergaard in the news recently. He's losing his hair.
He's losing his. That's not the only thing he's losing.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with Joe Morgan, the 1970s
and great commentator.
Cincinnati Red. Yeah. All right.
Wow. All right. That's going to do it for episode number 13 of Infield Fly. I'm trying to think of a reference.
Lucky number 13.
Yeah. So it goes. We'll be back on Friday. I believe, hopefully on Friday.
Yeah.
With another episode, maybe with a guest. But thanks for watching. Tommy, anything else? Any parting words?
Go Nats and go Who's.
Wow. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Infield Fly. We'll see you next time. Let's go Mets.